think the world's happiest country would be full of smiling, cheerful faces with laughter ringing in your ears. Sorry to burst your bubble. Finland might be the world's happiest country, that too for the 6th year in a row. But it is dark and cold with long winters. And the Finns, usually grim and calm, are not the easiest to talk to. They even have a joke about it. Two Finns walk into a bar for a drink. One says, "Cheers," and the other asks grumpily, "Are we here to drink or talk?" And yet the United Nations World Happiness Report ranks it at the top. American economist Jeffrey D. Sachs, who co-authored the report, explains, when researcher talks about happiness, they're referring to satisfaction with the way one's life is going. It is not a measure of whether one laughed or smiled yesterday. The week's columnist Anita Pratap travelled to Finland to find out what makes the Finns happy. For one, they enjoy the small pleasures of life. As Pratap writes, they love vacationing in their moki or summer cottages, relaxing with family and friends for weeks. Hiking in pristine forests, picking berries, plucking mushrooms, fishing in rivers, chopping wood, kindling fire, playing outdoor games, barbecuing freshly caught perch and porcini, washed down with beer and vodka. This is Finnish heaven. High points of summer days include sweating in their saunas, beating mosquito bites with branches of perch, then swimming in the adjoining lake, and finally sleeping like a baby on a wooden cot. But at the heart of it, the Finns are content and have quite a sense of well-being. And that sense of well-being is rooted in a robust social welfare system and a strong support from family, friends, and government. That brings us to the infrastructure of happiness. In Finland, as in other Nordic countries, infrastructure includes democratic governance, well-functioning public services, human rights, and free basic necessities. The infrastructure of happiness is anchored in civic virtues like honesty, trust, and equality. The Finns the week spoke to attest to these facts. Marcus Antonin, a 29-year-old economist working for the government, said, "What I love about Finland is the punctuality. If a plumber says he will come at 10 a.m., he is at the door at 10 a.m. Documentary filmmaker Iris Harma, in her early 50s, said, "What is good in our society is that everything functions well. We can trust the police, institutions, and politicians. If something happens to us, we will be taken care of." In a guest column, Finnish philosopher Frank Matela talks about how the 5 Nordic countries, Finland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and Iceland, have constantly been in the top 10 of the happiness rankings. Institutions in the Nordic countries are accountable to their citizens. As Matela says, when it comes to institutions, it is not about making people happy. It is about removing the source of unhappiness. Well-functioning institutions and welfare services can remove many sources of unhappiness from people's lives. So, citizen happiness should be a serious political goal. Speaking of political goals, Finland recently joined NATO. After being neutral for many decades, that change in stance was triggered by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And while joining NATO assures Finland's security, it also increases the threat perceptions from Russia. While Finland takes home the trophy for the happiest country, India too has a place that is happy in its own way. Himachal Pradesh takes the crown as the happiest state in India, as per the 2023 survey by HR firm Happy Plus Consulting. To read the cover story, grab the latest issue of the week.